Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. You've enjoyed his work in such films as Frida and also Rogue One, and he is back in season 2 of Narcos Mexico and is fantastic in it. It is available for streaming on Netflix starting next Thursday. He is Diego Luna. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming here. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm really happy. This is the best interview ever.
Do you say that at the outset? Did you say that to Conan the other night?
I didn't. I didn't. No.
Good.
Over there, I was freaking out. Here, I'm very relaxed.
Okay, isn't that good?
Yeah, you have a very nice. I mean, everyone's so quiet.
It's a chill
here.
atmosphere. It's also something we slipped into your coffee. I don't know if you've tasting that. It's tasteless. That's what we do to all our guests. Good to see you here. I'm a fan of your show, man. It's really intense. It's dark. It gets darker. It gets deeper. Your character gets deeper. And it is going to be available for streaming coming up next Thursday. What do you... I mean, we just kind of hit it a little bit with the TV audience about how you must really go to a dark place in order to play the godfather of the cartel right now. That's
It is a show that is very demanding and challenging for everyone. Also because we are traveling all around Mexico, trying to portray the story where it happened, right? And Mexico. It becomes a character of the show,
right?
And then the scenes are hardcore. I mean, this guy is always like, making it's. He created such a monster that now keeping it together and surviving is not easy, and it's been 2 years, and I have kids, so I go back home and I cannot talk about what I'm doing.
I've said, you can't just say, hey, guess what Dad did today?
Exactly.
Can't do that.
And they can't watch it. So, for them, it's like I have a double life,
Sure.
They don't really know who their father is.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 11 and 9.
Okay, so then Rogue One was right up there, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, I mean... I don't know if I don't want to spoil it. If you didn't watch it, it's too late.
Well,
but,
look.
My point is like it was great for my son to watch it,
right.
but then obviously towards the end we all die.
I know.
And he goes like, "Oh, that's it. You were my hero for an hour and 50 minutes, but it's over. I mean, it's over. You're not part of this anymore."
I know. So that's when you sit down and you tell your children about a prequel.
Exactly.
Like, hey, the Star Wars goes all over the place.
Hey,
I mean, this is
now it's happening.
Right, exactly.
So I'm gonna go back to be the best dad ever.
Well, sure. Diego Luna here on the Rich Eisen Show. What was that like to be injected into the Star Wars franchise for a film? What was that like for you?
That was spectacular, I have to say, because it connected me with my childhood, with myself as audience. I started loving cinema because of those films.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I remember we had to wait longer to watch them, than you guys here. So they would get like 2 or 3 months later to Mexico.
Sure.
And it was a different time, like you would wait for a film months and months, and I remember signing for the toys, like in the store, in the toy store, you would be like, I want the Darth Vader and I want this and that,
right? And
they would call you, once they got it. So it was a whole thing to be a fan,
right?
It was an everyday job, basically.
I'm older than you, so I remember my parents taking me into New York City to go to the famed Ziegfeld Theater to see the first Star Wars.
Wow.
And I remember there was a ticket holders line for the first time in my young life. So, you had to go online to buy the ticket.
Yeah.
And then you had to wait on the line because you were holding it to get into the theater, and first come, first serve for the seating. And it was, I just remember I was like 7, 8 years old, and I'm so thrilled that my parents realized at the time what a significant movie event this was apparently going to be.
Yeah.
I was blown away by it, just absolutely blown away by it. So it was kind of neat to see Rogue One, the way that they put it together as a lead up to try and set the table for the movies that I grew up watching.
Yeah, it is a homage to that genesis of Star Wars,
yes.
right? we shot a lot like emulating how they did it back then.
How do you mean? What do you mean?
Like we constructed everything. There's no green screens. You know, the stuff is
Get out of
there.
here.
Yeah, you push a button and things happen in the cockpit, and like the things are there. The
No kidding.
There's an actor behind a mask and someone operating the mask, and it's all mechanical. Like we were interacting with real stuff.
Now the lightsabers are fake, though, right?
No. Exactly.
You better be careful. You hit the wrong button, and all of a sudden you got an issue going on.
But back then, I mean, yeah, it was like, what are you gonna do in February? And
Yes.
you would be like, I'm gonna watch Star Wars. That's my plan.
Right.
Because you had to do a lot.
Sure.
Now with Narcos, for example,
Yes.
it comes out on the 13th. I remember with the first season,
Yeah.
people writing about how much they like the whole season.
Yes.
The morning after it came out.
Yeah.
Like they watched it through the whole night, 10 hours, no sleep, and in the morning, I love it. Now I gotta wait a year.
I know exactly, because that's Diego Luna here on the Rich Eisen show. I mean, that's the whole thing about streaming a show is that you watch one.
It's like this.
I know, and my wife and I, when we watch a show that we like so much, we have 3 kids, and we kind of look at each other like, do we do another one? Like, do we watch another one? It's like kicking down at the bottom of the screen, 5, 4, 3, and it just starts itself. We're like,
Okay.
all right, yeah, that's it. We got to go in. And it's just when you binge something, and obviously Narcos Mexico is so bingeable that it can be, you can kind of, I wouldn't though recommend doing it all in one sitting, because that would be pretty dark to do.
I don't think you should do anything that takes 10 hours of your life. It's
Right, I
like too
know.
much. That's not healthy.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, it's like the fans of the show are everywhere also,
Right.
I realize how many people watch the show after I did it, suddenly I didn't know it was so big, I guess. I love the first season of Escobar, and I had many friends acting on that one, and I watched it and I went like, well, this is a good show, but I didn't know it was so big. We traveled with the first season, and we went to Singapore, we went to Mumbai, we went to Spain, and everywhere there's huge fans of the show. So I really like the opportunity also to have so much talent from Mexico in the show, showing what they're capable of in something this popular,
Diego Luna here on the Rich Eisen show. Now then, we were talking in the green room about 2 of the most fabulous Mexican footballers being right here in this town in Los Angeles, right?
It's insane. This was Mexico. You took the land, and now you're taking our strikers.
Well, it's not me.
What now? Like,
I mean, it's not me.
No, it's not you. No, and I'm sure they're really happy. to
Yeah, I got
to live
Chicharito here for the LA Galaxy,
You
right?
have Chicharito and you have Vela.
Well,
Vela
Will-
in the
and the LAFC,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And that's Will Ferrell's team. So I guess if you want to blame anybody, you blame
I gotta
Will.
talk to Will. Yeah.
Now, you were in which film were you in with Will?
We did Casa de mi Padre. I have a comedy. I mean, I just laugh when I think about
you
it.
just did, I know.
He plays. It's all done like in a telenovela style.
Yes.
And he plays everything in Spanish. And he doesn't speak Spanish.
So how was that? How was that?
For him, horrible, I guess. For us, really funny. Like we suddenly we were improvising, and
Yeah.
he couldn't improvise because he didn't know what to say. But it's so funny, The way he delivers the lines is amazing.
Did you crack up because he was delivering it in a certain
Of course.
way?
I mean, the beauty of working on a film like that is that
Yes.
you're allowed to laugh in the middle of a take and
Sure.
go back and start again, and
Yeah.
and everyone's laughing around you, and the camera guy, and like it's funny.
kind of the opposite of Narcos Mexico.
It's the same exactly. No,
That's odd.
No.
But has Will invited you to an LAFC game yet?
He
or what?
hasn't.
What's going on?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna support Chicharito.
Oh, no.
Well,
we're
I'm still waiting for the call. but
Because
no.
the scene in they built this beautiful stadium right next to the LA Coliseum downtown.
Mm-hmm.
The scene for an LAFC game is off the charts.
Really?
Yes, it is. I shouldn't say this because I haven't been to one, obviously, internationally, but you could see it on the screen right here. I mean, it's the real deal. It looks like the real deal, you know? And, you know, there's a shirtless guy right there dancing around. I mean, I don't know if it's not probably nothing you've never seen before. Yeah, look at that, right?
That's in Los Angeles.
Yes, it is. And this was the Western Conference semifinal for the MLS Cup.
Or they're doing it just because
and
they
there's
like
Will.
it?
Look at Will. There's Will going around there. Look at him.
What?
Yeah, look at him.
What's happening? I mean,
They're fans of football.
you guys didn't care about it. Well,
When you say you guys, I mean, I guess you're talking about Americans as a whole.
I'm talking about Americans. Yeah.
No, the MLS. There are some.
No, I know.
As you know.
I'm
I know you're having fun, but yeah.
No, I like the MLS. I really like the players. Finally, you're bringing players in their prime.
Yes.
Because you know it was a retirement place. You know, a retirement home.
That's
like. But now, I mean, Chicharito is coming at 31.
Right.
He still has a lot to give. And
Well, Zlatan just left, you know, and
Well,
he's on the very end of his string, although nobody would tell him that.
No,
so.
no. And he's different. I mean,
Yeah, you could say
him
that.
at 39, it's better than many at 25.
Right.
I mean,
Who's the best footballer you've ever seen? Who's the best player you ever seen with your own two eyes?
I would say Messi. Messi, of course, Messi. I got to see Maradona, but I think Messi. I love Zidane.
Yeah.
Zidane was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate the way his career ended, obviously, but
I mean,
I know. But he was as great as they come.
I forgot about that fast. I mean, you see what he did in Real Madrid, and I hate Real Madrid. I'm a Barcelona fan, but what he did there, it was spectacular.
Right. So when you said you saw Maradona, where did you see him? Play?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's more entertaining, when he played or just
smiling?
No, I'm just smiling because I just where did we see him? He was flipping birds and stuff like that. Where was he doing? Remember that? He was giving the finger to somebody and screaming and yelling. Oh yeah, he's crazy in the stands. I'm talking about right now. Yeah. He's kind of crazy.
He is definitely, but he was different.
Yeah.
As a player.
That's no.
Why are you smiling like that?
Because there's ways to put. He definitely was different. There's no doubt about that. And Messi and I share a birthday. Other than that, we have nothing in common.
Messi
He's on another level.
The guy.
He's on another level, right?
I think he plays a different sport.
Right. Now Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He loves his soccer. I'll say it that way. He loves it. To the point where I'm in a youth league. My kids are in a youth league, okay, in an AYSO league here in town. And I turn to my right during one of their playoff games, okay, and who's working the side with the flag, like as a side judge? Will Ferrell.
No way.
Fact. True story. And he came on this show.
What?
He came on this show about a year ago?
Yeah.
Right? To promote
Watson and
Holmes with John C. Reilly.
Yep.
And he wore his AYSO
Oh my
outfit.
God. It's real. I love it.
By the way, with the shorts and everything right there.
Short.
That's spectacular.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, see, what do you think of his moves right here?
Well, I mean,
stick to speaking Spanish.
I guess yeah. John makes him look really good.
Yes, he does right
Let's
there.
put it that way.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, I figured I'd bring that up while you're sitting here. He really is. He's into it. He's totally into it, and he did a good job. I mean, he let everybody know like when it was out and whose ball.
I'm glad.
It was.
I'm glad it's becoming popular. It's
yes, right.
No, really, because we are in the same confederation.
Yes,
and it's kind of sad to play against a team no one is following.
Right?
Because we're
the big.
It's a big rival.
Sure.
It's a big rival, and you want. I mean, when you guys come to El Estadio Azteca, which is huge, it's I don't know, it's powerful. And when they come to play here, many times there's more Mexicans watching the games.
There's no question about it.
Which doesn't do good for the competition.
Right. Well, it's been fun having you on this show. Congrats on Narcos Mexico.
Thank you very much.
Very, very much so. And again, season 2, the anticipated season 2, starts streaming next Thursday, February 13th on Netflix. Come back anytime, man. I really appreciate
I
having you.
wish. Yeah,
anytime.
definitely.
Absolutely anytime. At Diego Luna _ on both Twitter and Instagram. This man has quite the following on social media as well. Appreciate you coming on, sir.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, let's
do it
talk
again.
about football anytime.
I would love that. Diego Luna here on The Rich Eisen Show.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.